Hi folks, welcome to another new edition of Tools and Techniques. So in this particular video, basically wanted to talk about how do you run the LLMs, that is large language models, locally on your machine, on your laptop. Not only that, I also want to show you how you can interact with those LLMs that you might have installed on the machines through a similar interface that you are already familiar with, which is a ChatGPT-like interface. Well, there are two things. One is how to install a LLM locally. For that, you have to use a tool called as Ollama. So Ollama is a kind of a framework or a platform which allows you to download and install these large language models locally on your machine. So let's see how to do it. If you go and search for Ollama, this is the website that you will get navigated to. It contains a lot of things. If you go to models, it basically shows what all different models it has. Gamma, which is a Google's latest LLM. You have Llama 3, which is Meta's QN, DeepSeek, Phi. So Mistral, there are quite a lot of LLMs that are available here. The first thing that you will have to do is go and download this. And once you download and install it, you should be able to run any of these models by simply running a command in the terminal. So let's assume that I have this Gamma. I want to install this. There are various versions. There is this 9B LLM. B means basically billions of parameters. How much of large parameters it can handle. There is 27B. Assuming that you have downloaded and installed it for your operating system and you have just run through the procedure, you should be able to open the terminal and then just run a command, that is Ollama run. If you go back here, let's assume that I want to download the Gamma part. If you go through the documentation, it basically says how to get this. That is through Ollama run Gamma 2. So I can just copy this, paste here and run this. And that will basically download the LLM locally on the machine. Depending upon how large or small your LLM that you are downloading, it might take some time. So you need to be really patient with this. So let's wait for this to complete.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
So it's almost done. Now I have Gamma here. What I can do is ask a question. Why is sky blue? And now whatever the response that I am getting here, it is being generated locally. This is not connected to internet at all. I can basically go here and switch off the Wi-Fi, and once again if I run this, what is programming in C feel like? This is getting generated locally. I am not connected to internet at all.
Nice.
Fine, this is good enough, but can I download more than one models? Of course you can. I can just show you here. If I write Ollama list, it basically shows what all things I have on my machine. So you can see that I have Llama 3, Mistral, Llama 2, and now Gamma, which I downloaded just a couple of minutes back. So that is the advantage. Instead of just getting stuck with one single LLM when you work with, say, ChatGPT, which is GPT 4.0. If you have a paid version, you are basically stuck with one single thing. That limitation you can come out of when you are working with this mechanism. You can basically download it on your local machine, and without having any internet connection, you can use it. There is no limitation for you that you have to be always connected and online. So that basically is taken care when you have a LLM running on your local machine. And not only that, you can use it for learning a lot of things. Probably I will talk you through how I created a RAG using this basic locally running LLM. So now going back, whatever the thing that you have seen, it is a user interface that is running on a terminal, but this is of no use. We are so much familiar with ChatGPT like user interface. Probably we would like to have same kind of user interface when working with local LLM as well. So we would like to have a user interface that is very much similar to this. Well, it is very much possible. There is this tool called as OpenWeb UI. If you install it, you should be able to basically run a user interface locally on your machine. And not only that, you can basically change the models here, select the one that you want to use, and then you can simply use, based on the selected model, whatever the question, say why is sky blue. Now whatever the response that you are getting, it is getting generated locally. As you can see here, it is running on the local host 3000. And if you are, say for example, not happy with the response that you are getting, you can just refresh this, and now I should be able to see the latest gamma that I downloaded, and then once again ask the same question, why is sky blue. So now you are getting the response from gamma instead of llama 2, and you can see that the response is definitely much more elaborate than this. Damn! Now the question is, how did I do this? How did I get this OpenWeb UI? Well, just go to the Google and search for OpenWeb UI, and you should basically come here, which is a GitHub repository of OpenWeb UI. It contains a lot of things, but if you just go down here, it has a clear instruction of how to install this on your machine. So it basically first tells you how to install Ollama, that we have already done. And then later it tells you to install the Docker. So basically what happens is, this is running on a Docker. Let me show you here. You have to basically run these commands on the terminal, and that will take care of itself. This is the Docker container right now that is running on this. So if I stop this, this will basically stop working. But instead of that, if I run this, then this will once again start working. So installing this should not take more than a couple of minutes. Just go through these commands. I have already done it, and I was able to do it in just couple of few minutes. And once you have that, you should be able to basically select any of the LLMs that you have installed through Ollama, select that particular thing and run the query, why is sky blue. So that's it. This comes in very handy when you are working with LLMs and you are learning things. Once you have the LLM locally on your machine, you are not dependent on the internet connectivity. That is one. And another advantage is it is free of cost. That's the biggest advantage. And during learning process, you don't have to worry about how much money am I spending on this to learn these things, because you are basically running it on your local machine. So I hope you found this useful. Stay tuned for the next video where I will be talking about how to use this locally run LLM to create your own RAG. I have already created one video on this where I showcased a tool where I utilized this locally run LLM to have my own simple ChatGPT kind of application specifically for my requirement about my YouTube channel. If you have not seen this, I will give you the link somewhere here. Just go and check that out. And do let me know, do you like this kind of content or not? So thanks for your time. Brings us to the end of this particular video. Don't forget to like, comment, share the video and subscribe to the channel. Take care. Bye.